Welcome to CEO Interviews, a production of Agoracom, in which we take the time to catch up with small cap investors, what's going on at their companies. With us today, we're happy to have him back. Paul Gill, he's the CEO of Pampa Metals, trades in Canada, the stock symbol PM. So great stock symbol to go with the name. Look, guys, if you believe in the future of copper, what it's going to mean for the electric vehicle industry and where the electric vehicle industry is going, then you've got to take a look at Pampa, because their objective is to make a major copper discovery in Chile, where they have a portfolio of 8 projects, 2 that are in the joint venture right now, and all located in proven mineral belts. They've also got an experienced management team and a pretty healthy corporate treasury. So why Chile? For those of you who know the story, well, it's a tier 1 destination for copper. It's the world's largest copper producer and exporter. In 2021, they exported over $50 billion. So that tells you everything you know. Supplying 50% of the world's copper, home to 7 of the world's top 14 copper mines, which of course, by inference means it's a really stable mining jurisdiction. And that's really healthy for Pampa as well. Why copper? We just talked about the world needs copper because electric vehicles are going to need it. And the new electrical vehicle needs about 80 kilos of copper versus about 23 in internal combustion engine, traditional internal combustion engines. On top of that, because of that, demand for copper is projected to rise by 5% yearly, but supply is only going to increase by 2.3%. What does that mean? Don't ask me. Don't even ask Paul. Ask Goldman Sachs. Price projects for copper, $5.40 per pound in 2022, $6.80 by 2025. Here to talk about the company, what's going on over there, Paul. Welcome back, my friend.
Thanks, George. Great introduction. Appreciate that. And yeah, I remember that interview with Goldman Sachs that Jeff Curry did, and he said, we're running out of molecules. There was people sending that to me left, right, and center. They were excited and interested. And, you know, of course, as soon as the Goldman makes a call like that, the copper price is correct. And then now they're bouncing back.
But they've snapped back strong in the last, because everything kind of corrected May. I don't think it was unique to copper, right?
I mean, look, the whole world is in correction mode at this point in time. We don't know where things are going that way, but there's 2 things that our society depends on more than anything. That's copper and oil. We need to have those 2 things to get us the society we live in today, the modern society. Imagine, you know, trying to build an infrastructure without copper or oil. Just can't be done. So we have to know the importance of it, and the location that we're in Chile is the place to get copper and the best place to find copper, because there is no problem in seeing the material changes on the ground. You don't have any green coverage. You don't have any cities in this particular area. It's a perfect location for mining, and we're happy to be there.
Yeah, and I gave the stats, right? Those stats speak for themselves. So let me ask you a question, Paul. There's George Com Copper and ABC Copper. There are a lot of companies out there saying we're a copper company and we're gonna benefit from driving copper sales into the electric vehicle market. So in a lot of ways, there's a lot of Me Too companies out there. Overall, right? Overall, because a lot of us can't figure out what the difference is between Pampa and George Com Copper sometimes. So overall, how strong is Pampa relative to other juniors when you look at your complete package? And then we'll go to project specific, but overall, how strong are you relative to most other juniors out there, or all of them?
Yeah, well, I was sitting in the investor's shoes more than a year and a half ago, looking at this company and saying, this can't be real. You know my background. I've been involved in copper developments in the past in Peru, where we found a project, Constancia, which we sold to Hud Bay for $500 million, and it's now an operating mine. So you look for something that you know is going to be head and shoulders above the rest, and that's where Pampa came in for me. This is a project portfolio that's second to none. 8 significant projects, significant size, all along the right trend, and with a management team to boot. And so they've done all of the good work that needs to be done to bring those prospects up to the point in time that we need to drill. And I think we've got 3 areas at 3 projects that we can drill at this point in time. So that's really exciting. What we're doing now is getting out there and finding the funds in order to get the drills turning.
And before I get into product specific, I want to ask you another question. You've already got a couple of JVs, so it's safe to assume that your portfolio of these projects is on the watch list of copper majors around the world.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, our joint venture partner is very close to us, but certainly in that location, if you're located in Antofagasta area and northern Chile, yeah, people are going to know what you're doing. I mean, a truck drives down the highway, and everyone in Chile knows what's going on.
So
More than
hopefully,
here.
yeah, hopefully, okay. And look, as we know the majors are looking, right, because we already went through the demand and supply numbers project
Yeah,
for the next few years, so they're looking, and I'm glad to hear that. At
yeah. I
least
mean, you could
Pampa's
look at
on the
this.
shopping list potentially.
Yeah, you could look at the stories out there. Rio Tinto's looking for projects. BHP put 100 million into philo mining. They're looking for projects. They know what the future requirements for copper is in the next 8 to 10 years. I mean, we need to build probably 3 or 4 big mines, and I don't see anyone breaking ground anywhere other than good jurisdictions like Chile, because political aspects of development are very important. We're having all kinds of pushback in other parts of the world. This is an area where they want to develop copper. It's part of their lifeblood in Chile. It's built their country into a stable democracy, and I think that they're, despite the politics going a little left or a little right or whatever, they know where their bread is buttered, and this is where it is in the copper field.
We can't talk about all 8 of the projects. But let's do a couple. Let's go through a couple if you don't mind. Your Block 4 project has the Buena Vista target on it, and the quote you have from one of your press releases: "There is evidence to date. Evidence to date is that there is a significant system to investigate by drilling at Buena Vista, together with several other geophysical anomalies located within the property that appear to have a similar signature." So without the geology speak in layman's terms, what is it you love about the Buena Vista target at Block 4?
Yeah, the Buena Vista target is one particular location in which there is a small hill or a small mountain, however you might call it, that has a surface expression of oval shaped, which is lighter colored than the surrounding area. So we know that some activity of some kind has taken place there. In addition to that, it's on top of a magnetic anomaly, which is also on top of an IP anomaly. So all of those things coincide at that particular location.
And what does
But
that mean to the
also,
layman, Paul? Sorry to interrupt you there, but to the layman, what does that mean to have one on top of the other?
yeah, what it means is that there's likely something that's come up from underneath and hit the surface and caused all this mineralized change in the past. And we've also aged the rocks now, so it's the right age when a lot of these type of deposits were being created. So you just when you look for mines, we could drill anywhere on this project, but why drill anywhere when you can zone in on an area that has all the evidence that there is going to be results coming from this area? So that's why all of this data is important to pinpoint where to drill, because on an 8-kilometer long property, you could miss the most significant mineralization. Now, something you also mentioned previously is that there is a mineralized system here. Well, what's happened, not only is there's this one magnetic anomaly, but there is 4 other ones and that are located on this property. And that's what's exciting. So if this one is mineralized, we're likely to see other ones in this area that are mineralized as well. So that's a whole other program and a whole other exploration effort. We're just concentrating on this one target on Block 4, which is called Buena Vista, but the other
And
5 are unnamed.
and what are you going to do at Buena Vista over the next 12 months? You guys do you guys have an idea of what your drilling is going to look like? How
Yeah,
much, and all that?
we're going to have to do a deep drilling program that's a core drilling program, produce the results from there, and really know what the value of this particular area is. Then once you have that discovery, hopefully you can move on to other aspects of this property. But that's just one project and
Yeah.
one target in the scope of things. And so this company, if you go back, has 8 projects. As we said, 2 are under joint venture and have been drilled already by our joint venture partner. But there's another 2 that are also very interesting.
What's your strategy there, Paul? Because 8 projects is a lot, even though 2 are under JV. How many would you ideally, in an ideal world, how many would you like to keep just for you guys to explore and drill? And how many would you like to have under JV with some majors? What's the ideal scenario?
Well, I think at this particular time, everything has a particular price tag on it. We know what it'll take to develop this project, and you have to weigh whether or not you're going to get the best value by putting money into the ground yourself or getting a joint venture partner. And I think when it gets to the $20 million programs, and it's probably going to need at least 20 million if there's something significant at Buena Vista and at Block 4, you're going to have to get a joint venture partner because your dilution will just be fantastically large on that. So what you want to accomplish here is to drill in this particular location, get a discovery, and then finance the company to continue drilling yourself until the point comes when value creation occurs, whether it's a 43-101 or some other catalyst like that, and then you can take offers. But that's really the key for that particular project. Other ones, we're certainly up for joint ventures because, again, each one of those projects could take $20 million to explore. I mean, they're
And
that big.
it's obviously a better strategy to have other parties using their money. You get less of the pie at the end of the day if it's really successful, but you take on almost no risk of getting there. So that makes sense. So hopefully
Yeah,
we'll see more
exactly.
JVs.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all dependent also on our market cap as well. I mean, we're at a $8 million, $9 million market cap. It's really undervalued at this point in time. So raising 20 million at this point is not
No.
feasible. So if we were at $5, it'd be a different situation, right?
And even if you could, you can't raise 20 million times 3 or 4 projects and run them all. You're just not set up for that. You're more set up for keep a couple of the beauties like Buena Vista and JV the rest if you can. Let me ask you
Yeah.
a question about the exploration. You guys announced an artificial intelligence agreement that'll give you access to the latest technology to help with the exploration. How much does it help? Because one thing I know about AI is the more data you feed AI, the better the result you're going to get. So, if I'm using AI for my backyard, doesn't matter if I got the greatest AI in the world. There's not enough data around my neighborhood to tell me if there's anything I've got underground. But how much of an advantage does Pampa have? Because you're in a location, you're in Chile, plus you're in locations that have an immense amount of data around them. So how much is the AI going to super boost what you guys do with exploration?
Yeah, I think it's going to be tremendously helpful because what you do is you look at examples of projects that have been turned into mines, such as Escondida, and then you look for that signature and see if it's similar to what you have there. And certainly, Block 4 fits the bill to that extent. There's a lot of similarities, so that's exciting news. And the AI didn't need to tell us that. But what the AI group has done is examined some of our projects and it added other targets as well. I mean, obviously, we're not going to say, "Oh, great, you've discovered our own target that we've already had." No,
Yeah.
they're going to add other targets, and in addition to that, we are looking at their projects. They have 8 projects, and we're looking to see if any one of those fit the bill for a big exploration program. So that's something that we'll have to announce when it comes out.
So the AI right now is already spinning off some benefit and giving you new targets, and you expect are you guys still feeding the AI and still generating more data and
Yeah.
targets out of it?
Yeah, and the data changes all the time because what they're using is the database that is in Codelco and in Chile itself. So it's a 8 terabyte database based on the last, what, 50, 60 years of exploration in that area. So it's very useful
Immense amount of data, right? I mean, that's
and
going to
immense.
just give you, how
Yeah,
long will it take?
absolutely.
How long will it take until you've fully fed it, do you guys think?
I think we have regular updates, probably quarterly updates from the group, and so we expect to see some more information from them within the fall here.
Yeah, and I'm glad you asked those questions, because AI is seen so rarely in the exploration space that when I see it, I just know right away it makes a company that much better. The efficiency and the time saved and the money saved is, I don't even know
Exactly.
how you calculate it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you can save, 50% on your drill program, that could be,
Yep.
$10 million on a large drill program, right? I mean, it's massive, the savings. It just verifies something that you have already, and also gives you a target that would be an outlier potentially. So I think that's very, very useful.
Last question. AI is great, but AI doesn't work unless you have an amazing team to feed the AI and analyze and do all that. Let's talk a little bit about your team, because you have a pretty who's who team over there. This isn't George. A couple of guys, a couple of Greek guys got together and said, "Hey, let's see if we can go find some copper in Chile." You've got quite the team. Let's talk a little bit about that, because that's just as important as anything else here.
Yeah, we've got our Greek guy on the team as well.
You do have a
Yannick
Greek guy, yeah.
is a great guy, and he's a geophysicist as well, and incredibly well spoken and articulate, and able to really read into some of the information that is being produced on the ground. But in addition to Yanis, there's Tim Beal, who's formerly with Anglo American and some other groups such as Rio Tinto, and a very experienced geologist in northern Chile, spent his career there, and speaks fluent Spanish, and has assembled a really crackerjack team of people that are on the project. In addition to that, there's Julian Babin, who was formerly with Rio Tinto, Adrian Manger, formerly with BHP, and our CFO Gurdeep Bains was formerly Canaccord. And so when I looked at this team, looked at this project package, I mean, it was like manna from heaven. I think that it's got some really good pedigree here, and I think we can really get the attention of the majors.
I said that was the last question, but that answer leads me to ask another very, very serious,
Okay.
question, which is, why do we have the Greek on here? Next one, it
That's a
should
great
be
idea.
you, me, and Giannis talking about the next development.
Well, you're gonna have to put aside at least 45 minutes for Yanis. He's very very articulate, and being able to give you all the information you need on the geophysics and the history of Chile. So yeah, absolutely, let's do it.
Yeah, all kidding aside, he would be great to have on, because he just brings that. I mean, that next level of analysis. He got a proven track record, so it'd be great to have him on. But until then, Paul, it's the middle of August, and most of us are taking time to just relax, take it easy. You're, full blast, pedal to the metal. So thanks for joining us today, and I can't wait to see what's going to develop in September and October.
Yeah, stay tuned. Thanks, George.
For everybody at home, you've been watching or you've been listening to my podcast on Spotify, Google, Apple, your favorite podcast platform. To Paul Gill, he's the CEO of Pampa Metals, trades in Canada, out of the stock symbol PM. Again, great symbol. For those new to the story, want to do your due diligence, look, we know geology isn't the easiest thing in the world, but the company's profile page on Agoracom has it neatly laid out to you in layman's terms, so you get a really good understanding of what Pampa is doing in Chile. And guys, it's doing unbelievable things. So go there, do your first level of due diligence and research. Then when you're comfortable with that, then go over to the Pampa website, do your deep dive. Because if you believe in the future of copper, hey, Goldman Sachs already given you $5.40 price target for later this year, $6.80 price target for 2025. 8 projects taking place in Chile, 2 JVs, maybe more to come. You've got to do your due diligence. Hopefully today you discovered your next amazing small cap resource company. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. See you next time. Hey guys, this video is over, but don't forget to help your company by liking it and even leaving a comment below. And then don't forget to help yourself by by subscribing to our channel and never missing another great Agoracom small cap video.